welcoming you to this class. Today we are taking petty cash book in our business study class. And in our class today we're going to cover three major areas under the petty cash book. First, we will explain what a petty cash book is. That's our number one objective. Then next one, we'll list the items that are found in the petty cash book. Then we analyze the items that are found on the expenditure side of the petty cash book. Petty means small. So when we put petty cash book, that is small book of account. Now, why do we say that the petty cash book is a small book of account? It is a small book of account because it is a kind of account that an amount of money is set aside in the hands of the petty cashier to handle some day-to-day expenditure that comes to a department or the organization. Some of these petty expenditures, small expenditures that comes in, maybe buying of stamp, buying of stationaries, transport fares or box fares to different places, small expenses that you may not want to go record in the cash book. It is a way to lift up the load of everyday entry in the cash book. So the petty cash book, the cashier gives money to the petty cashier to manage a day-to-day running of the petty cash book, whereby the petty cashier writes down every expenditure that happens on a daily basis, be it stationery, be it stamp, be it data that is used, be it transport fare that are taken to different places for the smooth running of the organization. That is what petty cash book is. Small amount of money, or an amount of money is given to the petty cashier to write small everyday recurring expenditure that happens in the organization. Now, what do we have here? Petty cash book, an amount of cash kept on hand and used for making small payments. It caters for items such as postage and stamps, bus fares and stationery. It is meant to meet the day-to-day expenditures. It's entrusted in the hands of a petty cashier. That's just what I have just told you. Meant to take the everyday expenditure of the organization. And this is recorded by a petty cashier. So when you remember the word petty, that petty means small, you will remember that it means the recording of the small expenses, the little expenses that happens in our everyday running of our business. And it is important to have a petty cashier in your organization so that you don't overload the cash book, so that you can enter this entry in the petty cash book. We'll find out the reasons why petty cash book is kept in our next class. But we're going to focus on these three objectives. So now we'll go to the items that are found in the petty cash book, the format and the items that are found therein. Let's go to that area. Let's look at the items that are found in the petty cash book. You are going to understand this item more when I do entries on the petty cash book. That will be in our next class when I will talk about the advantages of the petty cash book and then do small example on items that we can post in the petty cash book. One, the amount. The amount that the cashier gives to the petty cashier will appear. The folio number, the dates of how this event happens, the day-to-day running of this business, on what day did you do each transaction, the date, the particulars, what are the items, what are the events that happened, voucher number. Then we have postage and telegram. These are expenditures that will come, and we analyze them in our next objective, which is analyze the items on the expenditure side of the petty cash book. So we have postage and telegram. This will come under it. Traveling expenses, stationery and printing, then personal account. There may be other accounts, or there are other expenditures that will come under petty cash book. If we see other expenditures that are not in telegram and stationery, not in stamps, not in printing, and they appear in other places, they will come under the expenditure side. So we have seen the items funded: amount, folio, date, particular, voucher number, postage and telegram, traveling expenses, stationery and printing, then personal account. Now let's go to the next one. Now let's go to our third objective: analyze the items on the expenditure side in the petty cash book. On the expenditure side, when we will take the example, we are going to see items that we find on the expenditure side. And some of these items I told you are telegram, printing, stationaries, traveling expenses, and other miscellaneous. Other expenses will come under miscellaneous. So let me analyze it one after the other. One is postage. Postage has to do with buying of stamp. Postage has to do with the parcels that are brought into the organizations that way bills are done on. Then we have fax mail that are printed or that are received, that money are paid on them. Telegram and other things that may cost money under postage. Then we have stationaries. Stationaries like books, plain sheet of paper, cardboard paper, pen, eraser, marker, anything that has to do with paperwork. Expenses incurred in that area are found under stationery. Traveling expenses, it can be air tickets for air flight. We have bus, taxi, fuel. We have rail or train traveling. Any of these expenses that come as a result of any means, bike, tricycle, whichever means of transportation you take will come under traveling for the effective running of the business, and you travel to different parts will come under that. Then we'll have miscellaneous expenses. Miscellaneous can be coffee taken in the office, tea taken in the office, repairs, urgent repairs that comes on daily basis or once in a while that happened in the office, data that are bought to access the internet and do other internet work. We have cleaning services that might be employed, buying of detergent to clean up the offices. Then we have telephone and bills. All of these are items that we can analyze on the expenditure side of our petty cash book. So this will be it for our class for today. In our next class, we'll still go further in our petty cash book. We'll take examples and we'll see the advantages or reasons why we keep a petty cash book. Until I come your way next class, please follow through and watch this and other of our business study class.